Hello, everybody. Welcome into Talking Fitchburg on this Thursday, April 22nd, 2021. How y'all doing? Jeremy Crosby here. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Enjoyed the sun shining. The warm-up is on the way. It doesn't get any better than this, right? We're getting enrolling through springtime, and happy Earth Day to everyone as well. We'll talk about Earth Day coming up here in the headlines and continue to celebrate everything that's great about Earth and making and keeping it healthy, right? We'll again refer to some of that here coming up in the headlines. We do have a busy show as well. We have your Fitchburg Road construction update as well. I almost said Andrew Bamlett will be here, but he's not going to. It's Andrew McFadden. He'll be here. Andrew's running the show. Thank God, because he's got to contend with this guy. So, and then the mayor update as well. Aaron Richardson will stop in. We'll talk to him on a number of things, but not limited to the new city administrator hiring of Chad Breckland. So a lot to get to on the show today. But first, we do want to talk a little bit about Earth Day and the proclamation coming in from the President of the United States. Andrew is nice enough to pull this proclamation. It says on April 22nd, 1970, millions of Americans rallied together to protect the right of all of us to live free from environmental hazards and harm. On the first Earth Day, they gathered across America on college campuses and public parks and state capitals, galvanizing by a vision of a healthier and more prosperous nation where all people could thrive. Their spirit sparked a national movement for environmental protection that endures today in the bedrock laws that protect the air we breathe, the water we drink, and the treasured wild places and wildlife. Earth Day was primarily conceived, and sorry, I have this like post-nasal drip today. It's just going to make it hard for reading. Earth Day was conceived and brought to the life to a dedicated public servant and the late Senator Gaylord Nelson of Wisconsin. Sarah Nelson and his wife, Carrie Lee, who herself passed away just last month. Well, we're both dear friends who changed my life. And it was Senator Nelson who helped persuade me into rename in the Senate after losing my first wife and daughter in a car accident in 1972. Sarah Nelson changed the world, too, by building a legacy of environmental protection through Earth Day and all the progress that has come in the wake of it. Not because it was popular, but because it was the right thing to do for our children and grandchildren. We'll share the link to more of this proclamation for Earth Day, but hopefully you get involved with Earth Day activities. We've already had a couple here in the city of Fitchburg, and there'll continue to be a lot more coming up. And do some reading today, learn more about it. That's the best thing, and share it with our children as well. All right, elevated fire risk also high up in nature today. Despite the light snow yesterday's conditions remain fairly dry, especially towards western Wisconsin, resulting in an elevated fire risk today. So that means the hazards would include the winds being very gusty, up to 15 to 20 miles an hour. When you have fairly dry conditions, like highs in the 50s, and low relative humidities of the 20s to 30s. So please, 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 there are already been so many brush fires and wildfires out this year. Please do your part, wait, and try to wait till things get drier out before you're having those campfires or any other type of fire for that matter. Let's keep all of our nature safe along with people and property. All right, getting vaccinated, super important to get vaccinated, but also you're helping protect your family who may not be able to get it, right? Well, vaccines will give us back to the normal. Right now, children under the age of 16 don't have the opportunities. Also, adults and children's lives, such as parents, grandparents, coaches, and teachers, should get vaccinated as soon as they can in order to protect themselves and the children who aren't yet able to be vaccinated. Book your appointment today from the Public Health of Madison and Dane County on the website. Plenty of openings right now to take care of that. Pancake breakfast coming up from the Fitchburg Senior Center. A little bit different this year. It's called the Pancake Breakfast Plus fundraiser. If you could see my reaction out there. Plus. It's huge. Sunday, April 25th. 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. If you ever get a chance, folks, ask Andrew to do some cool promo video work for you. He can say things so fast, and boy, we laugh about all the time. He should be the one doing this. Sunday, 7 a.m. to 8 p.m. at the Hy-Vee Market Grill, 2920 Fitch Road. Be there and donate. Proceeds to donate from this go to the Friends of the Fitchburg Senior Center. If you never tune in again, I understand why. All right, that does it for our headlines. Coming up next, we're opening up the digest. We'll have your Fitchburg road construction update, and a little bit later, we check in with the mayor, Aaron Richardson, right here on Talking Fitchburg.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready?
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Well, welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Joined today from the Public Works Department, we've got our favorite designer and more, Andrew McFadden. Andrew, welcome back to the show. How are you doing today?
Thanks, Jeremy. Good.
I'm glad you're doing good. We'll jump right into it. Fishhatchee Road construction. Boy, I love when I see concrete piled sky high, and I see they brought in looks like a pulverizer or something to destroy all of that stuff right on the spot. But tell us what's going on in that project.
Yeah. So, last week we got those. We got the travel lanes move over to the western side, and they've been hard at work getting that concrete torn out, starting at the north, kind of working down, and that's what you're seeing piled high up. So they've made pretty good progress on that. This week they're going to be doing some storm sewer work. They're going to be doing some work down by the DNR driveway on water, and then it's going to be kind of this for the next couple of weeks. So you'll probably see more of that concrete work kind of as they bounce back and forth. We do have a closure of the Capital City Trail bike bridge currently, and that'll probably extend through next Friday. So we have a detour in place, and either go up to Caddis, or if you don't want to go that far and you want to cross an unsignalized intersection, you can do that at Cahill. But hopefully by next Friday we'll have kind of a gravel path leading to that bridge, so that closure won't be as onerous in the future. So definitely that, and then we're also building up our signal at Traceway, so that should be going in either next week or the week after. So those are kind of some of the big highlights.
Yeah, and why, and maybe you don't know the answer to this question, I'm going to ask it anyways. For concrete wise, why pile it up there and on site, and then, like I said, does it look like they're going to grind it and then haul it away, or like what's the what are they doing? Let's just answer that question. What are they doing, Andrew?
So I think the intention is to use a good chunk of that for new base for the new roadway. So we'll be grinding up there on site and then reusing it. So.
Hey, I like
also
that.
lowers our costs. Yep, it's sustainable. Lowers our costs for kind of hauling stuff off. So, it's good all around.
Yeah, it looks good, and we'll keep update on that Traceway and the light work that's going there. But all right, appreciate that update. Moving to Eastrol Parkway, we've got some closures up there. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, so we're doing some bump out work there at Eastrol and Woods Hollow, and so you'll note that Woods Hollow is closed, and the detour is to Research Park. So it's pretty straightforward. It's not too far out of direction. That should be going for another 2.5 weeks. So we got out there this Monday and closed it down, and it's a 17-day closure. And then folks, the construction will kind of move to the south side, but there won't be any full closures. We'll just be doing one lane at a time. So so that project is going to be wrapping up towards the end of May. And then we're kind of the last stage is to do a mill and overlay for kind of Eastrol from Fade to Fish Hatch. So
it's coming right along. It'll look good
Yeah.
when it's done. The bump outs work really well down there, so excited for that. And why use a bump out? I guess for people who aren't familiar with that, why do we use that for or using more of that, especially in that area?
Yeah, so people call them bulb outs, bump outs, choker islands. It all kind of does the same thing. It kind of narrows the roadway, reduces some of the pedestrian exposure, shortens that crossing so that pedestrians feel more comfortable crossing there, and potentially slows down some speed. So but it's not without kind of complication. So we're moving all the stormwater facilities out too, and we've hit a few conflicts out there. But we're working through that, and it shouldn't really extend the construction schedule too much. So.
Perfect. Moving over to West Clayton, you've got work there going on and finishing up some full closure today. But what's happening over there on that project?
Yeah, I believe that's a water main project out there, and there has been some kind of closures to through traffic, but it's kind of local access only. But yeah, I think we're wrapping up a full closure. But just note that that crossing is going away long term, kind of through a deal of kind of having a crossing down there at Central Park. That we won't have East Clayton going through there, so just keep that in mind. So there's a lot of work going on there, but kind of the crossing itself will be going away in the future.
Gotcha. Nope, good to know on that front. Finally, or not too far away from that project, you got the US Highway 14 project, and I was asking you just about from basically McCoy up to Lacey. We see some barrels there and some work going in, some signals at McCoy and MM. I say Lacey, I meant McCoy. Either way, you get the point at McCoy there and MM. What do we got going on?
Yeah, so the DOT is doing some US 14 work, and that requires a temp signal up there at McCoy and MM, which kind of foreshadows our full signal going in there next year. So that'll give you a taste of what that's going to look like. And I think also Burn Road's closed for the same US 14 work. So there's some kind of temporary closures and some kind of reconfiguration up there just while they're doing their work on US 14. And I can have more information next week.
Yeah, no problem. At least we know what that is. And I was wondering, I was like, I know there's signals that are going to be there eventually, but I was like, this just seems early, but now it all makes sense. Yep. Andrew, final question, and it's the hardest question. Where can people find more information on what you're doing?
Yeah. So certainly that Public Works engineering page has a lot of our projects on there. If you have any questions about it, feel free to reach out. We can always add more information or different sources. It's all happening right now, and we know about it, but sometimes the information doesn't get posted. So if there's any questions or you need more kind of immediate feedback, feel free to call or email. We're happy to help.
All right. Perfect. Well, Andrew, thank you so much for your time. I know you're a busy person, so we appreciate it, and we'll look forward to catching up with you next week.
Awesome. Thanks, Jeremy. Have a good one.
You as well. Andrew McFadden from our Public Works Department doing some great work out there. And I said he'll be back next week to answer all of my tough questions here on Talking Fitchburg. Take a quick break. More to come. You're watching TF.
You could be spreading the coronavirus without realizing you have it. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and do your part. It's important to limit in-person interaction with anyone outside of your immediate household. But phone and video chat are safe ways to connect. It's also important to limit any social gathering. This advice applies to people of any age, including teens and younger adults. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Our hearts are made stronger by how we treat others.
Put her there.
The light you share can impact those around you, but so can the darkness.
Later, twerps.
Did Pete saying mean things bother ya?
So when you reach out to another person, take a moment to consider how they will feel and let your heart be the key to making a difference. Because of you, someone's entire day, year, or even life can change.
In every heart, there's hope.
We're all just trying to keep things running for those who rely on us.
Ready!
That's why we don't have time to be sick with the flu. And especially this year, no one has time to get sick. Get a flu shot for yourself and those around you too.
It takes all of us to slow the spread of the coronavirus. So follow guidance from authorities where you live and stay home unless absolutely necessary. Use a delivery service for essential items like food and medicine. If you must make essential trips, stay 6 feet apart from other people. Wear a cloth face covering and wash your hands for at least 20 seconds as often as possible. Visit coronavirus.gov for the latest information.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Join me today is your mayor of Fitchburg, Aaron Richardson. Aaron, welcome back to the show. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing really good. Excited for spring. How are you doing?
I am also excited for spring. And the day that we tape this, seeing the snowflakes out there today at different points. Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that. It just hurts a little bit, but hey, it's still grass is still green, at least here. Some places got some snow on the ground, but we'll set the weather aside and jump into the big news from the week. We had the announcement of the new city administrator, Chad Brecklin, our police chief, making the transition to the role. First and foremost, before we talk about Chad, maybe from your perspective, how did the process go overall? We talked to Sarah and Chad earlier in the week, and we know it was definitely a thorough process.
Yeah, it definitely was. And that's what we tried to do is not only make it very thorough, so we really got a feel for all 4 finalists, but also to make sure that lots of people in the community could also interact with these people and provide feedback. And so we had a few different steps that they went through and had people from the community, people from the council, staff involved throughout that entire thing, so that it wasn't just my decision or 2 or 3 people's decision. It was really taking feedback from all those people, and for all the people to really feel like, yes, we have the best candidate and a great candidate and the right candidate for Fitchburg.
Yeah, I definitely think that was a good experience to get residents involved. Business, everybody got to kind of be a part of it. Getting down to the 4 candidates too, and the night that we kind of had that review of the candidates, it was a strong group of candidates. And Chad coming into this role, from that to him being here today, how excited are you?
I couldn't be happier. It's obviously someone I've worked with for a long time, people throughout the city I've worked with, and just not only a great guy, but does a fantastic job. Been a fantastic member of the police force for over 22 years now. Is someone who, as we went through the process, through every step of it, people were impressed with, and everyone said, yeah, he's great. He would be fantastic in this role, and kind of made the decision easy for us. In fact, everyone was very qualified, and I think lots of people in our finalists, all 4 of them, could have done a good job. But I think you really, throughout the process, heard from everyone that saying, yeah, they were all great, but Chad really is just kind of that little step higher. And for the people who knew him, besides, is kind of like, I'm not surprised. Yeah, people throughout the city have so much respect for him. And I think that's really key, is that he brings that respect, that integrity, that knowledge of the city, and he's just going to do a fantastic job. I'm really excited to have him in the role.
Yeah, I am too. As he'll be my direct supervisor, but overall, he does bring a lot of different experiences, I think, to the role, and we're so excited to have transition into this role. And since that is happening, now the police chief will open up, and again, another crucial position. Not that any other position isn't crucial, but kind of a special one, especially given the time of change in policing and whatnot. What would you look for in a future police chief?
Yeah, definitely a big hole in the police department with Chad moving into this new role. The PFC is really going to be the ones who lead this and make that decision. That's their role. I'm hoping that they let at least the finalists and talk to them and give them my input, but it is ultimately their choice, which is a unique thing that we have in the state of Wisconsin. I know that Sarah, our HR director, is going to be involved in that process. So I'm sure that it's going to be very thorough. You're going to look throughout the country. It's going to be a nationwide search to really, again, get the right person and the best person in that role. So I have the utmost confidence that they're going to do that.
Yeah, it's going to be it'll be an interesting one, and we'll look forward to meeting the candidates as that unfolds. And we'll have to get you and Chad in the same space here, and we'll talk together on future goals and stuff. But for now, we'll keep just the excitement of his position as we move forward. Transitioning council, we had we had elections, and we have some change in council. So tell us first on the new side of things, because you just had a council organizational meeting. What's happening on that front?
Sure. 3 new people on council. One is a familiar face, though, and kind of knows the ropes a little bit. Jay Allen, who, if you've been around, he was on council for a long time, was the mayor for a couple of years. And so he brings his experience in District 3. We also have Jim Wheeler in District 4, who's coming in, and Dave Herbst, who is in District 1. So that's exciting to have some new people in. And so we had the organizational meeting last night, like you mentioned. We also voted on the new council president, and this year is going to be Randy Udell, who's in District 4, was elected last year and has done a great job. He was elected by his peers to be the council president for this year.
Yeah, very exciting. And closing out on the last council meeting, you said your goodbyes to folks, the outgoing ones, and some nice tributes to be had. But as that previous council, the 3 members who were leaving, what could you reflect on as far as those folks heading out?
Yeah, I think, you have Dorothy Krause in District 1, cares so much about the community and for the people in her district, but really throughout the city, and brought 10 years of experience. She's still representing people in Fitchburg on the county board, which is great, still have that experience there. And she was, I believe, 10 years on the council. So tireless advocate for people, and really, brought that heart and tried to make sure we're always doing the best that we could for people in the community. You also had in District 3, Sarah, I always say Schrader, and it's not as Schroeder. I apologize every time. Sarah Schroeder. And she was in District 3 and took over actually my seat when I ran for mayor. So I have obviously a fondness for that role. And she did a fantastic job. She's lived in Fitchburg for quite a long time, and just decided with the demands of work, she got a promotion, that she was going to not pursue re-election. But it was just a fantastic member of the council, and really someone that I wish had stayed around a long time. But for some people it's 2 years, some people it's 10 years. And then you have the third person, who is someone else who's been around a long time, Tom Clowder, again, former mayor on council for a while, and on the police department for a long time, retired from the Fitchburg Police Department, and cares so much about the city. I mean, that's another person who always wants what's best for the city and for our residents. Tireless advocate for Fitchburg, and really loves the city a lot. Brought so much history and knowledge to the role, and someone that you could really count on. And again, a big loss in terms of experience and knowledge. Great to have new voices, but it is someone that I hate to see go as well.
Yeah, kind of interesting to see, some long year or experience members, taking a break or taking doing other roles. But yeah, definitely kind of a different transition, and we're excited. Either way, we're gonna look forward to meeting everybody as council meetings and city events go on. I do want to mention that, when it comes to any council, and as you get going again, it's really good for residents to reach out to alders and yourself with anything, right? Really, you're there for the people. You want to hear from the residents.
Absolutely. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, ideas, any of that type of stuff, reach out to your alders. You'll have 2, or myself, and we'll get back to you. Happy to talk to residents all the time. That's probably what I'm most excited as COVID, I think, is going away, and you can start doing some events, is that I actually get to get out and meet people and talk to people a lot more. was pretty rough this last year without, there's really no ribbon cuttings, groundbreakings, happy hours, concerts in McKee, Festival of Speed, art fair, Burby.
You're gonna miss one. I was gonna say, you better be careful. You just opened up the door. No, you're right. We're looking forward to a lot of things coming back. I know the rec department's coming back full and strong. And you've got a couple of items to talk about that for openings as well.
Yeah, we have some other staff positions we're looking to fill, which is great. We're getting some new blood on some of the city committees as well, getting those filled up. So really excited about this next year as we get some more staff in here, new staff and their ideas and passion. But, that's, I think this past year just kind of verified what I already knew, which is we have a great staff here and they're really committed to our residents and they're just phenomenal, just a phenomenal group. And so for sure, we're very fortunate to have the employees that we do working for us.
And guess what? City Hall is going to be opening up soon, right, Aaron? We're going to be able to open up so you can see, see half of our faces come back here in May.
Yeah, that's the plan is kind of mid-May here. City Hall will open up. The library is planned to open up. Again, everything's tentative in COVID, but that's really our goal is to open everything up. Still require masks to come in and want to make sure we're keeping people safe. But excited about that. Again, it's another step towards normalcy. And I think that's really what everyone is hoping for and wanting.
Absolutely. Well, Aaron, I appreciate the time and we'll look forward to talking with you next month. And, a lot of exciting stuff happening here in Fitchburg.
Thank you for having me. Happy to come on anytime.
All right. It is your mayor, Aaron Richardson. Well, I said we'll get him back here next month and pick his brain about anything, everything. Maybe he'll give me some softball tips or some, Fact TV should take on Aaron Richardson in tennis or something. I'm just saying, but we'll see.
When the courts are done.
Pickleball. Well, I love pickleball. Still injuring or nursing an injury from that. All right. Well, we'll wrap up here. And again, thanks to Aaron. More to come. You're watching Talking Fitchburg.
I expected it to be a lot easier.
I thought it was going to be a piece of cake. I didn't know what step to take next.
I was transitioning from the military.
I was a vehicle gunner.
An avionics specialist.
I was an MP, military police.
My friends thought I could do anything.
I missed my unit, my family.
Playing with my daughter, I felt like a stranger.
I was overwhelmed.
I couldn't sleep.
I just wanted to be by myself.
I didn't have a clear sense of what to do next.
I was too proud. And then I thought, if I'm going through this, other veterans have gone through it too,
right?
I started to open up.
And it made a huge difference.
So I reached out and I saw that I wasn't alone.
Because before I was able to take on my next mission, I had to take on just taking care of myself.
To find purpose.
We are not alone. Other veterans have transitioned from the military and overcome mental health challenges. Visit maketheconnection.net.
Welcome back into Talking Fitchburg. Wrapping up the show for today. I want to thank all of our guests for coming on the show today. It'd be Andrew McFadden from our Public Works Department and the Mayor of Fitchburg, Aaron Richardson, for joining us and giving us an update of what's happening in the city. A lot of things happening as things do come back online from the COVID world. Pay attention, especially to the social media pages of the City Fact TV, Senior Center, and the Rec Department, all putting out great things, in the library as well. They got a lot of events coming back online, and we'll keep you all up to date on what's happening so you can get out there and enjoy what we had before. It's coming back, folks. All right. Speaking of you coming back and visiting us, there's where you do it.